And tell me what's coming up for you. Is it day or night?
Night.
Are you indoors or outdoors?
Outside.
And are you alone or with others?
Alone.
I want you to wrap your arms around your body and tell me, are you male or female?
Female.
Mm-hmm. And look down at your feet. Are you wearing anything on your feet?
No.
And look at your clothing. What are you wearing?
Like a cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Cold. Sort of.
And about how old are you here?
Young, probably 20 or so would be the equivalent of that, I guess.
Give me a report. What's coming up for you in this scene? What's happening around you?
There's really not much movement. It's full moon, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm outside, but it feels lonely. I feel alone. I'm sad that there's nothing around me.
And get grounded in this scene now and tell me the details of why you're feeling sad.
It's like I didn't want to leave, but I had to leave.
Where did you have to leave?
It's like wherever I left just wasn't safe anymore for me.
Mm-hmm. So let's. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at that time when things became unsafe for you. And what was happening?
I just feel sad, like I miss my family, and like I was running away from a potential threat or harm to my body, my being. I don't see.
I want to move a little further back now and go to an important event before this one in that lifetime. So we know why you're feeling this way. In 3, 2, 1, be there now. What's coming up for you?
There's a lot of fire happening wherever I was. A lot of fire to things, homes. Probably persecution of some kind is what that feels like to me. I'm very pale skinned. I'm very tiny, pale skinned. This feels like a completely different country than what I know. Like land. I don't know this land. It's very wooded. It's almost druidish, like druid feeling.
Mm-hmm. And tell me, who is doing this persecution to these people?
I don't know who those people are. They're just dressed very formerly. like hats and suits that match and clothes that match. Feels very like organized. Like, I don't know if it's like a royalty thing or a church thing or maybe.
So get grounded in that scene for just a minute. And let's try to find these answers. So let's just take a deep breath and just take it all in and get grounded for a moment. And tell me, in this scene, about how old are you? Are you about the same age or younger?
Younger.
So younger than 20?
Maybe a little bit younger than 20.
And is your family with you there?
No.
And why are they burning these houses down? What is the reason for this?
Looks like a witch hunt.
And do they believe that you're a witch?
Maybe.
I want you to go back to your family at a time when these threats started in 3, 2, 1, and be there now. And just take a moment again and get grounded in that scene and tell me what's coming up and who's around you.
It's just me and my dad. I don't see a mom.
And what are you and your dad doing in this scene?
He's talking to me because he's scared.
And I want you to look in your father's eyes now. And remember that eyes are the window to the soul. And look into his eyes and tell me, do you know this man in this lifetime, this current life?
Yeah.
And who is this man to you now in this current lifetime?
He has the same eyes as my dad.
Good. And what is your dad saying to you now in this scene?
I have to go.
And tell me why do these people believe that you are a witch?
Because I think it's our religion. I think we're druid or something like that, pagan, some really like earth worshipping. We have a lot of like herbs and bones and things in our home. It just looks very like it's very pagan. That's all I can think of.
And tell me, what is your job in this village? What do you and your dad do?
I make herbs. I make medicine, I guess.
What is your
He taught me how to do that.
Good. And now I want you to look at your dad and look at the family lineage here and tell me, where did your dad learn this skill?
It looks like from his mom.
Good. And I want you to look at your family lineage now and tell me, just get grounded in that scene and tell me, where is your mom?
She's not alive.
And what happened to your mother in this life?
I think she died when I was born.
And now I want you to move to another important event that happens in this past life. So let's move forward to an important event in this lifetime. So go ahead until you're a little bit older. And 3, 2, 1, be there now. Is it day or night?
It's day.
Are you indoors or outdoors?
I'm outdoors.
Are you alone or with others?
I'm alone.
And tell me what's happening here.
I'm just foraging. It looks like I was collecting plants in a basket.
And now you're going to be visited by someone. So let's skip to when that person comes. You have a visitor while you're foraging. An important person in this lifetime. And tell me when they visit you and what happens.
Okay. It's a man, and he looks about my age. But he doesn't live where I live out here. He looks like he lives in the city or somewhere, a town.
What is this?
Me.
Mm-hmm.
He wants me because he likes me, but
Mm-hmm. And what does this man say to you while you're foraging?
he wants to know how I'm doing.
What happens next?
That's about it.
Good. And let's move to another important event in this lifetime. So let's move a little further ahead. And let's see something that is going to give us a little bit of insight into what's happening in your current life. In 3, 2, 1, be there now. Just get grounded in that scene. Take a minute. And when you can, just tell me what's coming up for you.
I'm still alone. Seems like a theme. I'm older now, but I'm by myself making medicine.
Mm-hmm. And did you escape this persecution?
I did.
And tell me, where is your dad now? Is he with you?
No, I never saw him again.
And in this scene, are you with the man who you were forging with? Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I haven't seen him there in a while by now.
And tell me what's happening in this scene. You're making medicine. What else is going on around you?
I'm just by myself, which seems to be how this life has played out. And I make these things, and I think I take them somewhere for people to buy or have.
Mm-hmm. And let's take those somewhere. So let's gather our things and walk out your front door. And I want you to take a look at what's outside your door in your village and where you live. I want you to tell me what's coming up for you.
It's very quiet, it's small.
Are you close with these people?
No, they respect me, but they don't. I'm not close to them.
Let's move forward to when you're delivering or selling these goods that you make. And let's go to the place where this happens. And tell me when you get there.
I'm there.
And tell me what it looks like.
It's just me. I have a basket, and I'm walking up to people's doors, and I'm delivering something.
Mm-hmm. And how do they order these goods from you? How do they communicate that to you?
they come to me and they make a request.
And what do these herbs and medicines help these people with?
Different ailments, different, for their kids or themselves.
And I want you to move into another scene. And we're going to go right up into the last minutes of your life when you're leaving that physical plane. The last moments in this lifetime. In 3, 2, 1, be there now. Tell me what's happening.
I'm outside. I'm laying in grass and I'm just staring at the sky. And I know that I'm dying. And I purposefully took myself here.
And what are your thoughts as you're dying?
I'm just ready to go back.
About how old are you here in this scene?
I look pretty old. My skin looks really weathered. I don't have an age, but I look like I've aged quite a lot.
And how do you feel about your life, the lifetime that you lived?
Super sad, very alone. I just never got close to anybody ever again. And I was respected, but also kind of feared. And it was just very lonely my whole life.
And now these last thoughts that you're having, if you could do that lifetime again, what would you do differently?
I would let someone in. I would have a family.
And what lessons did you learn in this lifetime?
To not isolate myself so much. To not fear being close to people simply because I suffered. I had to separate from the one person I really loved when I was really young.
And let's go right up into those last moments as you take your last breath and you go peacefully. And you've just physically died. And I want you to move out of your body. And you will be able to continue to talk to me and answer my questions because you are now in touch with your inner true self. And take a couple deep breaths as you're leaving this body. And feel your mind expanding into the highest levels of your being. Looking down at your body, you may perceive some brief sadness in this moment, but your spirit has been through this experience before, and you're now able to return home. You can just float away when you're ready and leave all physical pain and discomfort behind. And now we were moving into this eternal home in this spiritual sanctuary of planning and harmony. And this sanctuary is composed of wise and kind beings who have great love for you and want to help you in every way. And take a few breaths. Let me know when you get fully associated into this state. Good. And now that you're fully in this state and you're connected to the highest consciousness of your mind, it is like a vast computer holding all the stored knowledge of your entire existence. You are an eternal, timeless being. And we're going to call in a higher power now. So if your higher self can come forward, please let me know when she is here.
Okay.
And can you answer some questions for me about this current life?
Yes.
Good. And first, looking back at the past life, what were some of the lessons that she needed to know to help her in this current life?
That her heart was not meant to, it was meant to be a wellspring.
Good. And what was her purpose in that lifetime?
To understand the meaning of aloneness, the value of aloneness, but also the extreme of aloneness.
And how was that to help her today?
In much the same way she's managed exceptionally to keep people out. She's learned the value of allowing. Her resistance comes from this fortress she's built for herself. It has followed her successfully.
And is this hindering her in any way in this lifetime?
Yes.
In what ways?
She cannot receive. She is resistant. That makes it difficult.
And higher self, if we were to get rid of this resistance in her life today, how would that open her up for better opportunities in this current lifetime?
It would make her soft. It would make her available for those which she desires. She's quite good at requesting. She struggles with receiving her request.
And where is this resistance located in her body? Can we do a body scan and find where this resistance is lying?
She has a great amount of it in her chest. Like a bind.
So what I want to do now, I want to get rid of this resistance because I want her to be able to receive. So how can we get rid of this resistance in her chest? Could we chisel that up for her?
Yes.
Can you help me with that? Can you take a pick and chisel that down until it's dust?
We can.
Let's start chiseling that chest area now and get rid of that blockage. And I want you to let me know when it's all chiseled up into dust.
It's almost done. We are done.
Good. And I'm going to hand you a dustpan. Can you sweep that into the dustpan?
Done.
And where can we put that dust to remove it from her body?
And disperse it.
Just toss it out. Let's get it out of her body, out of her auric field, out of her energy. And let me know when that's completely done, please.
Done.
Good. Now she has a couple more questions about this lifetime, about this current life. And she is working as an entrepreneur, and she has wanted to have success in her own business since she can remember, since she was very young. And tell me, what's stopping this success from happening for her?
It's a great deal of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of recognition at the same time, which is very complicated. The successful recognition is necessary. To fear recognition means you have put yourself in a difficult situation.
And where is this fear coming from?
Past experiences doesn't want to be targeted. She believes she would be.
And is that from this past life that we just looked at?
That's one of them, yes.
And tell me more about that.
The fear of retribution of some kind for having power of any degree. Access power seems inextricably linked to pain, suffering.
She's having a hard time just having a breakthrough when it comes to business. Is this what's stopping her?
Yes.
And is this linked to any part of her body?
It's not in her body. It's in her memory.
So I want to reframe this now and help me here. How can we reframe this fear to empowerment for her?
We need to disconnect the ancestral fear. Remove her.
Who can assist us with that today?
Her father can support her.
And is he present now where he can step forward for us to talk to?
Not talk. Present, yes.
Good. And can you be a messenger between us?
That is okay.
Good. And can you ask him how he can get rid of this ancestral fear?
He's pointing to her heart.
Good.
She carries this wound. She, in this life, came with this disease. That's what it was called, but it's really a wound from a previous existence. And it has marked her a great deal, has affected her biology in this life. But it is not from this life.
And can you tell me how that came to become a wound in that past life?
It is an old injury. A betrayal. It is an injury of betrayal. It is a mark.
And when did that betrayal occur?
Many lives. There has been many lives. This one was a most recent life, a very different time, but at least recent life.
What happened in that lifetime for her to carry on this betrayal?
I was a wound, some sort of battle of some kind. She was wounded in some struggle.
Mhm. And what can her father do to help us get rid of that today?
He is offering some energy to her.
Let's take that energy now and tell me when she has taken that energy and when the healing is done.
Done.
Good. And do you have any messages that you can relay from her father today that he may have for her?
He really wants her to understand it's not about trying to be anything. It's about her being moment to moment, receiving the gift. He wishes her more ease, more peace.
And does he have any messages about his well being now that he's crossed over that he would like to tell her now to bring her comfort?
He is quite calm, very much where he belongs.
Mhm. And how will she know that he's close by? Is there anything he does or any signs that he is close to her that will let her know when he's there?
When he enters her mind, she will know.
Good. And now she feels a close tie to these star people. Is there anyone from this star family that we can speak to today?
We are all already here.
Okay, can you bring someone forward to speak directly to me? And let me know when you're present, please.
We speak.
Thank you for being here today.
Yes.
And she knows that she has a close relationship with these star people. And can you tell me your origin? Where did you come from? What is your home planet?
We do not come from any known planet.
Where do you come from?
Origin of our canine. Too distant.
And how would you describe yourself in the physical realm?
9th level.
And do you have any messages for her today that will help her in this current life?
She has already ascended to our needed place. She doesn't recognize that. She needs to recognize that.
What will help her recognize that?
We don't have an answer for that.
What are the signs that she has ascended? What are some ways that she can be reminded of this?
Ease and beauty.
Good.
This is our way.
And how do you help and guide her?
We speak to her often.
And what does your language sound like?
It's not so much language, it's our cadence. She recognizes it.
Do you do this telepathically?
Correct.
Do you have any messages to relay today?
What she is seeking is already found. She is correctly placed. There's no more questions needed.
Good. And what do you see coming from her business or her life as an entrepreneur? Is there anything she should know?
Her work is quite sacred. She recognizes this. It is still young, and she will deepen it. That is going to be her joy. And we are happy to support her in her depth. She is arriving.
And will she experience success in this physical life?
We wish to say she already has. And that will just naturally continue. It is her own perception that she has not.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any messages, any other messages for her before we say goodbye?
Cultivate peace. Peace. Peace is her design. She knows what this means. Peace is her specialty.
Good. Thank you for being here today. And is there anyone else that would like to step forward and speak directly to me?
We all speak as one.
Mm-hmm. Good. Thank you. And higher self, if you're still there, can you step forward and speak directly to me?
Yes.
And I want to talk about some physical ailments that she is suffering from, including back pain, specifically in the lower back, pelvic floor, hips, tailbone region. Can you do a body scan and see that pain and tell me where that came from?
She doesn't feel that now, only when her consciousness is active.
And why is that?
Life is painful, inherently. That is her belief. Giving life, being in life.
I would like to ease some of that pain for her. Is that something she can work on?
No, not herself.
Can we do that for her today?
We can help. Yes.
And how can we help do that? Can we shine a healing light on that area?
We can.
Good. Let's go ahead and do a body scan. In any other areas in her body, let's shine that healing light on everything. And then let's focus on that back pain, that lower back, pelvic floor, hip region. Shine that healing light down on those and just light those up and ease that pain.
There is an attachment here.
Where did this attachment come from?
Too many times. Not just one.
From lifetimes, previous lifetimes?
And this one.
And when did this attach to her in this lifetime?
Early. This is somehow related to her own sexuality, her expression. It was not so safe very early on.
And what can we do to release this attachment from her body today?
Release the memory.
Can you do that for her now?
I can support.
Let that attachment, we want to guide that attachment off to the healing light. Attachment, are you there? You can speak directly to me if you wish. Can you follow the light and release from her body? You are no longer serving her. Can you release from her body now?
There is resistance.
Can I speak directly to this attachment?
It does not wish to speak.
So I want to order this attachment to follow the light. It does not have an option here. Attachment, you are causing pain to this body. You need to find the light and follow it. You need to let go of her body, follow the light, and be released in this loving realm. She did not give you permission to attach, and you are no longer helping her. Release from her body now. I'm ordering you to release from her body. You are not welcome here. And let me know when you make it to the light. Let go completely now and go to the light and find the light, find this loving realm where you will be welcomed with open arms and leave her body behind now, which is no longer serving you.
It is done.
Thank you. And now let's shine this healing light up again through her body. And let's offer healing to any places she may need it, so she can step into that feminine energy, fully being in her power. And let me know when that is done.
She is receptive.
Good. And in a moment, I'm going to bring her back to her full and waking consciousness. But before I do, is there anything else that needs healing today that you can see?
No, she is quite well.